What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And what a day it is to start off things here on Morty NHL, as we have the blockbuster. We all assume that could be a possibility, but it actually comes to fruition finally here by the Columbus Blue Jackets themselves. You can see this tweet earlier today. Yes, that PATRIK LAINE and Jack Roslovic from the Winnipeg Jets are being sent off to Columbus in return for PierreLuc Dubois and a 2022 third-round pick. Like, oh my god, this actually happened. There was a lot of speculation that these two teams could get a deal done because they have two star players in the making that are really looking for a change of scenery, and they end up doing a deal with each other. I'm all for it. So this is going to be a really fun video to break down, so make sure you guys stay all the way until the end, find all the deets and all my thoughts on this blockbuster trade that has been long anticipated. And if you guys end up enjoying this kind of hockey content and want to see more great hockey content like this, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, share this video with your friends, put on the notification bell, all those great things. But enough of me talking, let's just get right into it. Alright guys, getting right into this video here. PATRIK LAINE, we know the story with him, one of the best up-and-coming wingers in the NHL today. The young man at 22 years of age, at 6'5", just over 200 pounds, and one game played thus far this season for the Winnipeg Jets already has a solid amount of points, including 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points, and he was drafted 2nd overall in 2016. Yeah, I know that may seem a little similar considering PierreLuc Dubois was drafted 3rd overall. They went 2nd and 3rd in the same draft. I don't think there has ever been a scenario, and shout out to my boy Statboy Steven for playing me on this, where there has actually been 2 top 3 picks that were traded for each other, especially this early in their careers. It's quite bizarre. So let me know in the comments below if you have any more information on that, guys, if that is actually the truth or not. But getting right into LAINE some more, he has had 63 points at least in 3 of his first 4 NHL seasons. His breakout season was his sophomore year, I believe, including 44 goals and 70 points. LAINE has the goal scoring ability. We know this. He has been dominant at times, and he's just been wanting to change of scenery. Things have not been clicking in Winnipeg. He knew that he was never going to extend in Winnipeg. Winnipeg knew that because they couldn't afford him. At least they didn't want to go past around $9 million. That's what the reports were indicating over the past couple months. So he gets dealt here, and Jack Roslovic as well, which is a perfect fit for Columbus, might I add, because Roslovic, if you guys don't know, is from Columbus, Ohio himself. At 23 years of age, was drafted 25th overall in the first round back in 2015 by the Winnipeg Jets, and has yet to really find his groove as every NHL day player, but is finally making some strides in his game. I think he's going to blossom with Columbus in an increased role here. But Roslovic at 6'1", 187 pounds, had 29 points in 71 games played this past year, and has not played a game thus far in the 2021-2022 season, as we know. But Roslovic can really bring a lot to the table, if you ask me, for this Columbus Blue Jackets team that definitely needs help down center now that they're losing a PierreLuc Dubois, obviously. But Roslovic very well could kind of rekindle his relationship some more with a guy like LAINE, for instance, should they gel weather. So it will be interesting to see what happens with Roslovic, but I'm really happy to see him going to Columbus. It's just only fitting. It makes perfect sense. But then when you're getting onto PierreLuc Dubois, yes, the guy who's been in so many headlines going up into the season, only playing just over 3 minutes in this past game with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Tortorella benches him, but we all knew why. The guy was literally putting little to no effort from these couple shifts, like 1 or 2 that we saw. But regardless of that, PierreLuc Dubois, he's still a great player, and I think he's going to do pretty fine, if you ask me, with the Winnipeg Jets. The 22-year-old as well, back in the 2016 draft, 3rd overall, as I mentioned, at 6'3", 219 pounds. The centerman has 1 point in 5 games played thus far with Columbus, but again, don't put too much stock into it. This was a guy that's been wine out of Columbus leading up into the season. It's not all that surprising that he's not putting up stellar numbers or not getting a lot of playing time. And if you look at his numbers here, he has 48 points at least in his first 3 seasons in the NHL, with his career high season being right around 60 points. I believe that was his sophomore year in the league. So Dubois, a really talented center, as we know, has the potential to be a top line center for sure, has really proven to be that already with the Columbus Blue Jackets. But now he's coming to a deeper team in the Winnipeg Jets, in which, yes, they have Mark Scheifele, they have Blake Wheeler, they already have some strong guys in that lineup as it is. And if you look at the wingers, Nikolai Ehlers has been really solid. Kyle Connor is a great goal scorer, and then they have some more depth there. So bringing PierreLuc Dubois really helps out the center position for Winnipeg that they try to address with Paul Stastny. But then you bring a huge upgrade in Dubois here, and great things are going to happen. If you don't know the contract scenarios here, at least LAINE, as we know, has $5 million left on his 1-year deal, and I believe, at least from what Frank Seravalli has reported earlier today, up until the trade was made official, that 26% of that contract is being retained by the Winnipeg Jets to make sure that the money balances out. So I have not seen it at the time of recording. This is cap friendly, so it'll be interesting to see if that is actually the retained money, if at all. But if you look at PierreLuc Dubois, for instance, he has $5 million AAV for another 2 years, and then when you look at Jack Roslovic, He has 1.9 mil AAV for another 2 years. So all these guys are going to be RFAs at the end of their contracts. The biggest question is, okay, Dubois, he wanted a bigger change of scenery. You wanted a bigger market. So he gets sent off to, literally, I don't mean this as an insult or anything like that, but kind of the Columbus Blue Jackets equivalent in Canada. If you look at the same thing, a very smaller market with Winnipeg, I know it's definitely bigger because it's Canada as a whole. But when you're looking at just the circumstances, it is kind of funny to see them because there are a lot of similarities between these two teams as it is. But Dubois, he's going into a stronger offense than Columbus, as we know, not so strong as a defensive game, but a really great goaltender, and obviously Connor Hellebuyck, the Vezina winner this past year. So Dubois is really going to try to thrive. For his sake, I hope he does well. And in regards to Laine, that's the biggest question. It's going to be so much fun and so entertaining to see him and John Tortorella. How are they going to gel well together? Well, if you're asking me, I think when it comes to that, it's going to start with Jarmo Kekalainen, the GM for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He is a Finn himself. It would only make sense for him to try to lock Laine up long term more than anything else. So not just because he's a Finn and then they have that connection as it is, but one that could bring more of a comfortability type situation to a guy like Laine, who might get a better understanding, at least with Jarmo, that hey, this guy, we have this kind of similarity. They might get a better grasp as to who Laine is as a player and what he's asking for, because we all know Laine, he wants to be the star of the show, no doubt. He wants to have a good center around him. That might be a little bit of an issue because Max Domi's looking like that front runner right now. You have Jack Roslovic among some others, so it'll be interesting to see how Laine fares on this top line in this top 6 overall. But he's coming to Columbus now as the #1 guy. You're trying to build your franchise around this guy. That's how good he is. He has the goal scoring ability. He has the potential to truly be Alexander Ovechkin-esque. As long as he can kind of get his game and his personality together, great things are going to happen. And this Columbus team, I think they're only going to benefit in this situation. And look, both teams were not going to be able to keep Dubois and Laine, so why not trade them for each other? That's kind of how the scenario goes here. Both great up-and-coming players from the same draft, as we know, but Laine and Columbus in particular is going to be so entertaining. I'm hoping that this can really help his defensive game, because John Tortorella, we all know he's defense first, so it'll be interesting to see if Laine will be able to take that on, or if they're going to just kind of let Laine roll with what he's normally accustomed to with being more offensively minded. But we all do know Tortorella, at the end of the day, he isn't necessarily the nicest guy when it comes to trying to let you adapt to your own game. He wants you to be a team type mindset. That was evident with Dubois among some other players in his career as a coach. So I'm very excited for this, though. I really am. So Columbus Blue Jackets fans and Winnipeg Jets fans, make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this blockbuster? Did you expect it to happen, or do you think that your favorite player, or not so much favorite player, but your top player in Dubois and Laine, we're going to go elsewhere? Please let me know in the comments, as always, guys. And just one more thing to add in this, it is going to be so interesting one more time, I must say, because you have two guys here that have so much potential, absolutely huge potential. If Laine can sign a long-term deal in Columbus, then he is very well going to be the face of that franchise, or he's going to try to be. That's the biggest question mark here, is if he's going to actually want to stay in Columbus. There are a lot of people that believe he won't want to, and there's a similar belief in regards to Dubois, but he's locked in for two more years. I highly doubt he's going to get traded again until that contract is up, at least. So Winnipeg, if they have some strong playoff runs, if they maybe have a deep run this year, that very well could kind of sway Dubois on saying, okay, yes, I want to stay with this core group. I like what they're doing here, and I know that they're going to have continued success. And Laine, he's the center of the show now in Columbus. Just a matter if he wants to stay. But I think Jarmo Kekalainen could very well be that deciding factor. He has the control in a lot of this, and I love the fact that they have that Finnish connection. I don't mean that in an insult way or anything like that. I think it's only going to bode well between the two, personally. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. An exciting trade, a blockbuster trade, finally has happened. And I apologize to everyone that I haven't been able to really upload much this week. It's just been a very hectic week beyond belief. But trust me, I'm going to be having a video out either Sunday or Monday regarding the next Rangers review with Statboy Steven, taking a roundup, a look at all the games that the Rangers have played this past week and what is next ahead for them in the upcoming week, along with some great content here on the channel going forward. So thank you all so much, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you again real soon.